Hey guys, Meagan Hesham here. I'm talking about making time for yourself or not being able to make time for yourself and what you can do at that point. So obviously, yes, you should always make time for yourself. You should always try and get that hour to work out every day. Take that time for yourself to enrich your body and your fitness and your soul. I highly believe in that, of course, and I try and live that way. I try and say, let me get up extra early just to get that hour in and have my me time in a busy world where, you know, you have kids and jobs and friends and social life and partners, pets, all this stuff, craziness going on. And of course, number one, you need to take care of yourself. So I believe in that. And that's not what this video is about, because I will do a video on that, and I'm sure you can find millions of videos on that. Taking the time for yourself. Very important. Trying to do it myself. Being a little unsuccessful at it, actually. And I just want to share my struggle and tell you what I think we can do about it. In the short term, not in the long term. In the long term, I believe we should make time for ourselves. We should take that 1 hour. In 24 hours, we should be able to find one little measly hour for ourselves to do yoga, to work out, to go, you know, do something nice for yourself, get a massage, get your hair done. 1 hour a day shouldn't be too much, but sometimes it is, I'm finding. So in reality, yes, life gets busy. Yes, all of a sudden you're missing your workouts every day. Right now, my baby is sick. So, you know, what am I going to do? Oh, too bad you're sick. I'm going to go work out. No, I'm going to be there. But in those crunch times when I'm not talking about long term, you need to figure out a way to make time for yourself, obviously, or else you're going to break down, and then your whole family will break down and everything will break down and you won't be feeling well. And it's just like a ripple effect on everyone and yourself if you don't make the time for yourself long term. But if you're having a short term period, like right now with my 2-year-old, I seem to have no time. He's very clingy. I can't leave him alone ever. I don't have childcare. Even if I did, he wouldn't stay with them really. So especially when he's sick now, oh my gosh, he got a cold. It's like every minute of my time is spent dealing with that. And that's fine for a short-term period. But at some point, I need to figure out how to get back to the gym, how to eat healthy. All that stuff, take time for myself, prepping food, doing all that. Not just thinking about others. And, you know, that's cool. It's good if you're like the one who thinks about the family and thinks about all that, or your career, or whatever it might be. So long term, you want to be figuring out a long-term plan of how you're going to have that hour or 2 hours or whatever it might be that you need to feel good. For me, I know I need to get up early and go to the gym for an hour and a half or so, shower, do some yoga, and start prepping food for the day. That makes me feel great. It makes me feel like $1 million. It makes me feel like everything's going well. Even if I'm not at my goal, even if, you know, life is hectic and crazy the rest of the day, if I start my day that way, it often makes me feel really good in general. It starts the day, gives me a good attitude, all that stuff. So I know that's right for me. Right now, there's been a few days or a week or so that I have not been able to do that. And that is a big problem to me. It gets me down. I start, like, believe it or not, I do start feeling depressed when I can't like get myself to the gym. If it was up to me, I'd go to the gym every minute. But it's not really up to me sometimes. Sometimes I have commitments, I have family, I have jobs, I have all this stuff that kind of crowds my day and I don't get to the gym. So I want to talk about what to do in those short-term circumstances where you're like, I'm not getting to the gym. I'm not, you know, feeling 100% and getting me all in. If you're on a fat loss journey or even just a get fit journey, what can you do in those circumstances? A lot of people say, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. Yeah, you might not have time, but you can do other things, right? So some things I like to do, listen to inspiring podcasts, look at inspiring YouTube, you know, get that in. It might be while you're driving. It might be in the midst of prepping food. It might be just like while you're doing stuff, but it's going in. It's giving you some positive reinforcement. It's making you feel like you're still on that positive path. So I love listening to podcasts. I'm like addicted to podcasts. There's some really great bodybuilding podcasts. Of course, there's some great weight loss podcasts. I have a podcast. It's all my YouTube videos that talk about fitness like this. I have them in podcast form too, so you can listen to them while you're driving. Get it on iTunes. It's called Loving Yourself Fit. So Loving Yourself Fit podcast on iTunes. You can check that out. It's also on my website. I'll link it up below. And it's all stuff like this, but in a podcast form, so you can listen to it while you're driving, or on your phone when you're working out, or on your phone when you're just running around being crazy. I understand that. So sometimes YouTube isn't always the way. You know, you can't be watching or listening to a YouTube video at all times. You don't want to use data, all that stuff. So podcasts are great for that reason. You know, reading books. I don't have time to read books right now, actually, to tell you the truth. I have about 10 books waiting to be read, so I don't have that. The other thing you can do is eat really healthy. So it doesn't really, I mean, maybe it takes a little more time, but it's worth it. And for your family, if you have a family, it's so worth it to get that happening. So eat healthy. I find often when I stop working out, or I'm getting busy and I'm hectic, I start eating badly, and there's no reason. I need to eat healthy at that time to keep myself feeling good. So eating healthy is a big one. Right now I'm trying to focus on that. You know what? I can't get to the gym as much right now, so I will be so healthy with my eating. You know, and I've really reset there, because on the weekend I was getting a little crazy. I wasn't working out. I was eating some bad foods. We were at a hockey tournament. But this week I was like, you know what? I'm complaining I can't get to the gym, but then I'm eating like pizza and cupcakes. I mean, that doesn't help matters. Don't go down that path. Like, try and pull yourself out of that and into a healthy space. So even if you're not working out 100%, even if you're, you know, not stretching and meditating and doing all the things you should be doing, do what you can do, and vice versa. Let's say your eating has gone off track, but you can get a workout in. Get that workout in. Throw something in there to make you feel like you're in the right zone, and it will pull you further and further into the right zone. So just start with something. It doesn't have to be everything. That's the other thing. It doesn't have to be 100% or nothing, which is a lesson I'm still learning. So I'm talking to myself as much as anyone else. It doesn't have to be 100%, like everything perfect, or nothing, just going crazy, eating anything you want, not working out, being, you know, watching TV for hours. You know, you can find a balance. You can, you know, have pizza on the weekend, yet eat super clean all week. Or you can eat kind of weird and off and still go to the gym every day. It makes sense. Like, do something. And the more you do something, like the more you work out or eat right, it's going to pull you into the other things. I know I started working out. When I first started working out, I remember I didn't have the nutrition side of it. And the nutrition side is like, really, to me, I think 80 or 90% of how my body looks. So think about that. If you're eating clean, your body's probably going to be looking good, even if you're not working out. Sad to say, because I love the working out, but I didn't have the nutrition part. So I was working out, and I was eating like, I don't know, I thought subs were really healthy at the time, like submarines. So I'd have Subway like every day after the gym. That was like my health food. Now I don't think Subways are that healthy a food. I mean, they're not pizza and they're not like a big burger, but you know, they're not a health food. They're not like chicken and vegetables, which is what I try and eat now more. But I would eat Subway. But the more I worked out, the more I read, the more I learned, the more I wanted my body to function in a certain way. So that working out every day at the gym hardcore got me reading, got me learning, got me into a zone, got me wanting to eat like asparagus and fish all the time. Really, like, doing one thing will lead to another. So start something right now. So even if you're like, I have no time, I don't know what I'm doing, I have no energy, get one little element, one element. You know, do 10 minutes of yoga when you wake up. And if you don't know what yoga is, just stretch for 10 minutes. You know how to stretch, or watch a video on YouTube, or go to the gym like 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be like 7 days a week. 3 days a week, start with that, you know, go to a class at the gym, take it easy, like try something out. If you're easing into it, try something and then go from there, build from there, right? I was listening to some podcast. It was some, like a self-help podcast. It wasn't for weight loss specifically, but she was talking about getting a set point. So first make it normal that you go to the gym, you know, 2 days a week for half an hour. And it might sound like nothing, and it might not be as exciting as saying, I'm going 5 days a week for 2 hours, but go for 2. Keep that going. See if you can do that for like a month. You got to think long term, right? So see, can you do that? And this is hard for me too. I want to go 5 days a week or nothing. I know that feeling, but this is a really good idea. Get that 2 times a week, small amount, keep going for a month. Once you feel like that's your norm, then you up it. You up it to 3 or 4 times a week, right? Maybe you go for 40 minutes instead of half an hour. Once you've done that for a month, then you up it maybe to 5 times a week and you do like an hour every time. So you just keep upping it. Once you're used to something and that's your norm, then you can up it. So don't be unrealistic and crazy. Yes, I say be unrealistic sometimes, but in this case, I feel like getting something happening is better than getting nothing happening, because I will make a video about this. Slow progress is 1,000 times better than no progress, right? Because slow progress, you're progressing, you're losing that fat, you're getting fit, you're training your mind to want to do all these things, eat right, exercise, get to the gym, do some stretches, whatever it is, running. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever your goal, you're working towards it. And maybe you're not seeing a lot of weight loss. Maybe your body isn't totally changing like crazy, but maybe there's a little something you can cling on to, like, oh my gosh, my jeans are a little roomier, you know? They're not causing muffin top and smushing into me. Maybe you went down 1 pound. 1 pound is something to congratulate yourself about, right? Keep congratulating yourself for all those small progressions. And just think, you're not backsliding and you're not staying still. You're going forward. It might be slow, but you're doing something, and that's got to be celebrated, right? So I'll make a whole video on that, but just so we get it out here right now, slow progress is better than no progress, right, guys? So make a little progress this week, just a little tiny progress. And take it from there. So if you can't get to the gym, make sure your eating's on point. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, right? If you can't sleep, make sure your eating's on point. Make sure you're getting to the gym. You know, find something of the equation that you can do right now. And it makes you feel good, and it makes you want to do more, and it makes you want to find the time somehow in this crazy life to do more and cook healthier foods and get to the gym more, hire a personal trainer, whatever it is. Everyone will be different what their goals are, but starting the process really gets it going, and keep it going. Even if something happens, just keep it going. Look, I'm missing almost a week of working out, and I'm supposed to be in some hardcore, like, let's get fit for vacation mode right now. But I'm like, okay, there's no time to work out right now. I will work out. I'll squat. Like, even though I hate working out at home, I will squat for like 5 minutes or something. I'll do some sit-ups with my kids, you know, stuff like that. And I'll eat super healthy. There's that. Eating, so important. Look into what you should be eating, how you should be eating. You know, it's different for everyone. What's going to work for you might not work for me. What's going to work for me might not work for you. So figure out what works for you and start doing it. Start doing something. Okay, so I have gone on and on for a while now. I will let you go now. Hope you enjoyed this chat. And stay tuned for more. Share, like, and subscribe to Meagan Hesham here on YouTube. And check out my podcast, Loving Yourself Fit, on iTunes or on my website. Take time for yourself, and if you can't, do what you can do, is my message here. Every little thing counts. Bye!